plagiaat was.
I've got these of Temu, so they do need some modifications. As you can hear, they only come with, not sure if you can see it, one washer. So I need to make some different ones, so we're gonna start with that. Or no, just gonna show them first. Same with this one washer, and then the white one, same. You can hear on this one. So let's make some washers for them, and then I'm gonna use this small jig that I made a couple of years ago. I'm just gonna make some plastic washers, nothing too strange.
Stak je nou weg?
So now that make one hole, bigger one, line it up in the middle, another punch, and there we go. That's one. 4, 8, 12 more, well 11 more to go, but we'll see. So now that we stamped out the washers that I'm gonna use for this one, I'm gonna put them in. Yeah, one washer. Yeah. Make sure they're lined up. I'm not gonna tune them right now because there are some other stuff that I'm going to do them. The way our paint get out sometimes, but these are gonna be a little bit tighter because of the print. But once they'll break in, this should be nice. This is just an experiment, by the way. Next up, now that we put in the washers, as you can hear, they're still quite stiff. They're very loud, so I'm gonna put in some, well, a nose basically on 2 of them with different ideas. So yeah, let's get started on this. First of all, I need to see on which one I'm gonna do what. So let's get started. First, this is a 5mm fiberglass, so we need a 5mm hole. And for the other one, I'm still not sure, but we'll see. Let's get started. For the other one, I'm gonna use these screws for the nose, so it will be inset into here. You can see it better on the white one. See the hole? It's gonna be like a nose with some rings. So I'm gonna do that first. First off, cut this to shape. So I'm gonna do that right now. It's gonna be about a centimeter. So yeah, it's gonna be very loud, so if you're wearing headphones, keep that in mind. In 3, 2, 1. So next up, we're gonna put on a chamfer. Then I'm gonna take you to the grinder. Again, this is gonna be probably loud, so yeah. And I just destroyed this pin. Got a new pin. I'm gonna try to chamfer it again. This time I'm gonna use the drill press. It's a little bit easier. Well, the drill. It's a little bit easier to control and get even. As you can see, probably a lot better. Next up, I'm gonna drill a hole for that one. So I'm gonna take you over to the drill press. It still has a little bit of a burr. Well, I'm gonna remove that by hand. Drilled and chamfered this hole as good as I can do with this. So now we're gonna take the pin. That's how it sounds now. Next up, I got these rings, O-rings. These are from my girlfriend's jewels, earrings and stuff, I think. But they work also for O-rings to silence or silencers. I don't care what it's called. I'm gonna put that on. They are quite tricky to get on, but yeah, they're really tricky to get on there. And maybe I should push the pin a little bit more. The pin needs to be a little bit more on this side. Next ring, just slide it over, and that will help with the noise. You can hear it's not totally silent, but not as bad as it used to be for comparison. Not sure if if you can hear it, but sounds a little bit different. Now for the next one. So this one is done, and this one gonna be stock, kind of. For this one I'm gonna use a threaded screw and add some screws on the back for a little bit more weight and grip. So we're gonna do that now. It's an M5 bolts. So let's see. Gonna be 4.2, I think. Yeah, 4.2. So I'm gonna use a 4.5 drill into this hole, and I will come back when that is done. Yes. This one is a steel one. Again, the O-rings. Just some rubbing alcohol to clean it up a little bit. Or not. Some paper tape, masking tape to make it a little bit easier to draw on. It's a little bit difficult to work behind a tripod, but we'll see what we can do. Let's go with 3 for the starting, and then we'll see. Those are M4 screws, so I'm gonna drill those holes, tap them. Ready for tapping. And I'm gonna modify the screws a little bit. Yeah, we'll see. So now that holes are drilled and tapped, I'm gonna need to modify the screws a little bit. Need to be a little bit shorter and somewhat of a dome. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. Now we're gonna cut them on the bandsaw and hopefully don't lose them. This is gonna be difficult, but we'll see what it will do. Again, noisy in 3, 2, 1. So yeah, they are very tiny right now, but I have to redo one, so I'm gonna do it off camera and bring you guys back. So apparently I forgot to hit the record button. Basically screw them in. Next step is removing the pivots, well, the pivot screws, and oil them and Loctite them. First off, removing the screws. Reason why I removed the screws before Loctiting them. This for something like this, so the pivots are both in the same direction. For one, that's one reason. Second reason is when I oil them, so I don't get oil on the screws, and I can Loctite them. So I'm gonna put it camera a little bit more out of the way. So first off, some oil, very small bottle, but this oil works actually great, making sure that we're not under the inside of the pivot. So there's a little bit of a thicker oil. Work it in a little bit. So it flips a little bit, and now we have to let it dry 24 hours, so we will come back tomorrow to them. Well, I need to repeat the steps on the other ones, so yeah, then let it dry for 24 hours, and that's it. Well, then it's time to flip them. So now that they've been, well, the Loctite has been drying, let's see how they flip. So a little bit weird angle, but not the best flipper, by the way, but this one is the one that I put in the fiberglass nose or a dampener. This one I just put in the other washers. Other than the sounds, not really much difference. This one does need a little bit more. This one needs a little bit more oil. These are plastic, by the way, and they will survive a couple of drops on concrete. So yeah. Yeah, this one does need a little bit more oil. I'm gonna do that after the video. Now this one, shall put in the screws and the steel nose. Again, this one will but handle weight does help with rollovers and stuff. Not too bad. I think I went a little light on the oil yesterday, especially the first ones, first time they get oil. Yeah. Let me get back on the bench so you can actually see something. You do need a little bit more oil. Yeah. Here we go. Some quick modifications. I think actually this looks pretty cool also. See if it will help for leathers. Yeah, I'm really not good at them, but it does help a little bit. Don't have my hope with me for comparison, but yeah, not too bad actually. So yeah, some cheap plastic trainers can be okay. Really like this clear one. But yeah, some small and simple modifications to silence them. One just for comparison. One with some extra weight to help with rollovers and stuff. So yeah, that's it for this video. Let me know what you think, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more knives, leatherwork and some paracord. Talk to you all later. Bye.